She can't find me. Not again. I've gotta hide. I've gotta get out of here.
It's okay. Mama will help you.
I don't think she followed me. Hello?
Bombs are great!
Here, and welcome back to another episode of Race the Ramen, the show where I attempt to review something unscripted in the amount of time it takes to boil an instant ramen. And today we'll be taking a look at Kung Pow, Enter the Fist. Available for free on YouTube, on DVD, and on demand elsewhere. Alright, we're going to start the timer right now. Okay, so Kung Pow. This is another one of my all-time favorite movies. I've talked about one or two of those on this show before, but this is a little different. Since it's April Fool's Day, and people are pulling all kinds of pranks and gags on each other, I thought, since I didn't have anything really grand planned for today, I'd recommend a really funny movie, a silly movie that fits the spirit of the holiday. And that is exactly the way I would describe Kung Pow. It is the silliest, dumbest comedy ever made, but it's intelligent in its dumbness. It is smartly dumb. It is an extremely well-constructed gag a minute, forget that, gag every couple seconds kind of movie, where they will just do anything for a joke. They use the editing, they use the timing, they use pacing, sight gags, sound gags. It's a smorgasbord of all types of comedy. It's a PG-13, but it leans more juvenile and is just generally kind of playground humory, sort of. You could argue that some of the comedy and some other aspects of the movie are a bit dated, some of the effects don't look perfect by today's standards. But for a movie with a pretty small budget for the time, and considering that it flopped critically and financially, I don't think people really gave this movie enough credit for its technical accomplishments. They took a movie from 1970-something, an old Hong Kong martial arts film, and they managed to use digital effects of the early 2000s to blend the director into it. And they then shot new scenes and spliced them together to create this amalgamation that is Kung Pow. It's hilarious to see them take mistakes and plot elements of the original and then repurpose them as jokes, completely re-editing things to make it their own. And honestly, pretty much everyone I have shown this movie seems to like it. There are very few people I know who don't, though I am led to understand that this is a pretty divisive movie. Most people I know share my sense of humor, which appreciates this kind of dumbness when it's done right in this particular way. But not everyone will, and I do not blame you if you watch the first 5 or 10 minutes and you're just like, nah, this is too dumb for me. I don't blame you. But if that sounds like an attractive prospect to you, I absolutely recommend this movie. It's also got like decent fight choreography considering it's a martial arts parody. It has some pretty decent acting considering it's being run by basically one guy dubbing all the voices, directing, and also playing the main character. And they make a lot of... and oh my god, this movie's so quotable. I wish I had more time to talk about that. You will remember at least one line by the end. I guarantee you that. Turn off you. Hopefully that gave you a decent impression of what I think of the movie. Really, I could go on for a long time. I have a lot of positives to say, but they mostly just boil down to there are jokes of every kind, nearly all of them land, and there's not a lot that I can complain about. It's a great movie to watch with friends if you are able, and it is safe. And recently, really not that long ago, I think this month even, or just not last month, it was put on YouTube for free. So you can just watch it now on YouTube, no rental process, nothing like that. Just give it like a 5-10 minute test. Let me know what you thought of it. And if you're familiar with the show and you know the kind of things I like to talk about, you may be expecting the kind of score I'm going to give this, but some of you might also be surprised by it. But I want to give Kung Pow Enter the Fist a solid 9.5 out of 10. That is a high score and high praise from me. I don't give out scores like that often. It's not quite a 10. It's not quite perfect for me. There are things about it that have aged, certain effects that don't look perfect, and just not every joke works for me. That's a very subjective thing. But for what it is, there's really nothing else that fills that same void of personality that it took up the mantle for. And I really appreciate that about it. It was created by, probably going to butcher this, Steve Odenkirk, not Bob Odenkirk, Steve Odenkirk, who was also the creator of Jimmy Neutron. So if you're a fan of that show and its comedy, then you might find something to enjoy in this too. I could just keep going on, but yeah, if you track with my sensibilities for comedy and movies and just like something dumb to watch and enjoyable to watch too, then give Kung Pow Enter the Fist a watch. I give it some of my highest praise, some of my highest recommendations. It's great. I just have so many like memories with this movie. I grew up with it, actually. It's an early memory for me. And years later, I went to go buy another copy at a secondhand store, and I brought it up to the guy at the counter, and I swear on my life, he said,
"That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?"
I'm just kidding, none of that happened. I just wanted to tell that joke. I'm sorry I lied. April Fools!